DreamHack Masters spring off to a good start, at least if you are a Tyloo fan or someone part of that organization, because they got the 2-0 over Beyond to kick off our first game of this tournament. Now we're going to see another Chinese team up against another Thai team. I welcome Pilski and Mac back to the desk here to break it all down with me, and this time it's going to be VICI and Lucid. You start to think it's looking a little bit similar to the setup that we had going into that Tyloo and Beyond game, don't you?
Yeah, I would. I'd say that Lucid's kind of been in better form than Beyond have been in, especially if you go back to Road to Rio. Obviously, they had a slightly different lineup. But the thing is, the core three have been pretty stable, I would say. CBBK has impressed me. John Olsen has impressed me. But PTC has been the main standout on the AWP. He had some phenomenal performances in Road to Rio and in some recent tournaments. So I'm quietly confident in Lucid Dream to put up a little bit better of a performance than Beyond, even if they are facing a sort of less upsettable opponent, in my opinion, in VICI Gaming.
Yeah, look, I feel like any game with Johnny Bloody Olsen in it is going to be a good game, so I'm excited to see what they can do against VICI. There's always upset potential, but just not sure if it's going to happen today.
Yeah, I'm sure there is, but we've got a lot to talk about between VICI and Lucid. Do want to update you guys as to how things have been going so far before we get into that discussion, though. And what you'll see is that Tyloo got the 2-0 over Beyond. They're over to the upper bracket final. And as you can see, that means that Beyond goes down into the lower bracket, awaiting the loser of VICI and Lucid. Now, we're all sort of banking on a Chinese upper bracket final and a Thai lower bracket round one. That's what we're waiting to see here between VICI and Lucid. But, like you say, upset potential here for Lucid. And if they were able to get a victory over these VICI guys, it would be a massive upset indeed, Pilski.
It would be. I don't know if they necessarily have upset potential. I do think that they're going to have a bit more of a crack at it than we saw Beyond have in the last series. Hopefully they can put up some better performances. They did just have 2 recent additions, making it a full Thai lineup of some, you know, decent players, but not fantastic. We'll see how those additions work out, I guess.
Indeed, and something that we also have gotten prepared for you is our Betway predictions for how the whole bracket is going to play out. Now, first up is going to be my prediction, and it's going to be an interesting one, right? Because obviously, okay, round one, probably not too much of a surprise, I guess, for the majority. I've got VICI, though, over Tyloo in the upper bracket final, but then I've got Tyloo beating VICI in the grand final. I think that's fairly consistent with what we saw in Road to Rio, where VICI looked so good in group stages, and then come playoffs, they really struggled. So that's my takeaway for how I think the bracket's going to play out. Let's go over to you, Pilski, here and bring yours up and talk us through what you've decided to go for here.
Did that change? It looked like it didn't change.
It did actually change, and my change is that I don't think VICI are going to win a series over Tyloo. I've lost a lot of confidence in VICI versing some very strong opponents, is the thing. I think that they have no problem dispatching of teams that we expect them to beat, but when it comes to playing Tyloo, they have a bit of a mental block. I think that they can definitely still play a close series, and they've proven that they can definitely take maps off of Tyloo, but I think that their individuals are just far too inconsistent to be winning series over them. So those times where I see them having a map taken, that's going to be a big individual performance, but in some of the other maps they might see some of the players go missing.
You've also given Beyond a map there against Lucid as well, so a little bit more faith in them.
Yeah, I think the thing is, Lucid definitely has their number in a lot of those matchups, but I think Beyond, it's only a matter of time before they can start to turn things around, and I'm not really convinced that Lucid adding 2 players very, very shortly before starting this tournament is necessarily a good sign for them.
All right, Mac, well, it's your turn to let us know what you've elected to go for here as well, and seems you're pretty much in line with what Pilski's gone for.
Yeah, well, I've gone for the great minds think alike approach.
Gingers together. Gingers strong together.
That's the one. The only difference I think I spot between both
Cringes
of ours
or gingers?
Is that I only gave VICI 1 map in the upper bracket final, or the grand final rather.
Yeah, but you've also gone and given Beyond a map against Lucid. And to be honest, I sort of tossed up with that as well. I was thinking, you know what, maybe Beyond should be able to get a map here. I was a little disappointed, though, by what I saw from them in Road to Rio, so that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was going to have it as a 2-0, but after what we saw from Beyond today, there was glimpses, and I was like, you know, I'll give them a map.
I did to be fair, make my prediction before we saw the second map, and you guys got to do it after we saw the second map. So there is maybe a little bit of cheating going on here from the analysts. Descos have to do it the hard way, but we do know that there is only one winner in this kind of a situation, and that is going to be me. My predictions are going to be correct. You guys will see come Sunday. Anyway, let's go and dive back into the conversation about VICI and Lucid. We were all aligned on that one. We were all looking for the 2-0 today from VICI, and there's plenty of reasons why we would expect to see that. VICI looked fantastic in Road to Rio until they didn't.
Well, VICI crushed them in Road to Rio. In the group stages, they had absolutely no issues of dispatching against opponents that they're expected to beat, Lucid Dream included. Sure, it was a slightly different roster, but arguably a more dangerous roster in the fragging department. It should be pretty much business as usual for VICI here in an early stage of a tournament.
Yeah, I'm actually very interested to see how 7-8-9 goes in the server, because I haven't seen him play for a very long time now.
Yeah, well, he was on that Alpha Red roster, and he's a serviceable player. He can definitely hold his own, so I hope that he's able to bring that kind of form into this game.
Yeah, before we talk too much about Lucid, let's sort of dive into VICI in depth, right? We obviously know that this roster is one that's been around for a long time, and we've set the tale that they have these up-and-comers. They've got Jam Young in that roster, someone who's looking like he should be, again, one of those rising stars coming out from China, but you've also got the expertise of someone like Advent, who's widely considered the best IGL within Asia at the moment. So it seems like they've got, you know, the pieces of the puzzle that they need, but they can't seem to put them together quite as much as they need to. Looking at the recent matches in particular doesn't paint a particularly pretty picture for them. They go down 2-1 to Tyloo in Road to Rio. They lost 2-1 to Tiger in the Weibo Cup as well. So for a team that's heralded or supposed to be one of the best teams in the region, their recent run of results, their recent string of results hasn't been what it should have been.
I think if you're going to use the analogy of a puzzle for VICI, what I would say for them is that if VICI's a puzzle, after every series you take the puzzle apart and then you want to start to put it together again, and all of a sudden the piece that was fitting last time is completely different shaped, and you can no longer put it together and everything's falling apart. So that's how I'd say. Sometimes VICI shows up and everything fits together perfectly, and then sometimes on the day certain players just go missing or things are looking a little bit dysfunctional against some difficult opponents like Tiger or Tyloo.
Yeah, definitely. For these boys, for VICI, they have a pretty decent map pool. They're obviously not too keen on getting onto Dust 2, but aside from that, we see them play the majority of the maps in the pool. Mirage has been a pretty significant weakness for them lately, but I got to say, apart from that, I do sort of feel fairly comfortable on most of the maps here for VICI.
Yeah, look, I feel like it's going to be a bit of an interesting veto between both these teams. Not too sure where it's going to head, but I'm hoping we see a bit of a wider map pool than what we did in the previous matchup.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. That said, I suppose we have to wait and see. Before we get too far into the veto discussion, we'll sort of obviously now talk about Lucid Dream. And what's interesting about Lucid Dream is after their poor results in Road to Rio, the two Koreans left. They've moved to Valorant, as far as I understand. It wasn't so much them getting benched or anything like that. They've moved on from the team. And now the Lucid Dream roster has picked up a couple more Thai players, Foxes and 789, players that we've seen around the region for a fair while. What's your take on this roster change? Is it an upgrade, a downgrade, a side grade? It's a benefit in the fact that at least they're all going to be speaking Thai.
I think it's a side grade. It brings different strengths into the team that they didn't have before in the communication department. They can definitely work together a little bit more cohesively, is what I would say. Although the Koreans were pretty strong in terms of the firepower department, the team was looking a little bit dysfunctional. So as long as we can have some decent performances from PTC and maybe John Olsen and the rest of everybody else holds their own and they come in with some good strategies, then I think this should be just as good of a team.
Yeah, look, as you said, there was a bit of disjointed gameplay coming out when they did have a couple of the Koreans in the team. You could see there were some communication issues, so hopefully that's all cleared up and we see much better chemistry today up against VICI.
It's almost the same kind of analogy as what we saw for Tyloo, right, where they had a couple of international players that came into their roster and we thought, well, you know what, this team actually looks pretty interesting. And now they've gone back to their roots. They've gone back to a full core of the national team, I suppose, from Thailand in this instance. And so for Lucid Dream, I think it is going to take a little while, but maybe at the end of the day, this is looking like it could potentially end up being a better looking team on paper than the one with the two Koreans in. I don't know what's your take here, Pilsky, but yeah, it's always hard to sort of theorize that a team which has two nationalities, both of which are not natively English speakers, then are speaking English, like, is that really going to work at the sort of top end of competition?
It can, but not in the traditional sense of how CS is meant to work. I mean, CS is a game where communication is very important, and also I think comfort's quite important, and having to communicate in 2 different languages and putting stress on that communication system makes the game so much harder to play in the way that you want to play it. You're always thinking about that extra thing rather than being 100% focused in and tuned into the game. So that's always going to make things a little bit more difficult for you.
Yeah, I feel like the communication ceiling just goes that bit higher if it's all native languages. There's nothing in the back of your mind to really throw you off. And at the end of the day, communication is key at this level of Counter-Strike. And you can't afford to make those mistakes.
Well, you talk about communication, Mac, but the fact is that this team hasn't been together for all that long. We haven't seen that many games out of them either. So I wonder if they're really all going to be on the same page actually coming into this competition. When you think about it in reality, Jinx and Lakia only left a couple of weeks ago. So there hasn't been that much time for the boys to kind of get the ball rolling here.
It's not a fast turnaround, but end of the day, I mean, you're looking at the Koreans just being in some stock standards rifling roles over the other side of the bomb site. Fox and 789 are players that have played together before, and also they're fairly serviceable riflers. So I think just putting, maybe in the individual skill department, they might be a tiny little bit below, but still sort of around there, and they're going to have better communication with the rest of the team. So I'm hoping that that's going to, not be as much of a factor.
All right, well, time to talk about the maps here as well. We've broken down the 2 teams. We're going to dive into the veto discussion, and let's have a look at the first couple of vetoes and see what they will be before we get too far into the maps that are going to be picked on up here. So Vertigo is taken away by Lucid Dream, which is an interesting one because VICI doesn't play too much Vertigo, but Dust 2 also goes away, and that's really the perma veto here for VICI. So what do you reckon about that one, Pilsky? I mean, it seems like a world where maybe if you're Lucid here, you kind of have to gamble on taking something else out and maybe hope that VICI's not going to pick Vertigo anyway.
Yeah, I think they're not a team that likes to play Vertigo. I feel like it's not really a map that they ever really want to be going towards, particularly against a team like VICI, who we know is semi-comfortable playing it, even though they didn't show a good result against Tyloo.
Yep.
I think that was uncharacteristic, that game in particular. If I'm Lucid Dream, I think I really want a Mirage or an Overpass here, I would imagine. If I'm VICI, I probably want like Inferno or something like that. I think Train is a map that Lucid have showed the tendency to want to play. What do you think, Mac?
Yeah, I feel like it makes sense to go Train for Lucid Dream. They're very, very strong on that map, and I feel like we've seen them beat VICI on this before. Even though there is the roster shuffle, Train is a very key map with cooperation and coordination, and I don't know if they're going to have it. So
well,
I'm lost.
It was Nuke and Mirage that were the 2 maps in Road to Rio. You can imagine that Mirage would have been the choice by Lucid Dream. Nuke from VICI. Could well get that again. I can kind of see the sense in a Mirage choice here by Lucid. We know it's a map that VICI have looked a little bit susceptible on before. But it's a case, I think, of picking your opponent's weakness versus picking to your own strengths. And we'll see whether or not Lucid is going to double down onto Mirage here. Let's go ahead and bring up the 2 picks. It will be... maybe in a second. Don't worry about it. There we go. Mirage and Nuke. So it is the same again. It's the same veto.
Okay.
What's interesting about that is that it was really, really like a very one-sided series. I don't think we ended up casting that one, Pilsky. I'm pretty sure you and Kev did that one, if I'm not incorrect, Mac. So in reality, I don't know. Do you realistically go back to this exact same veto after you've just been kind of clobbered on it? 16-9, 16-3 was the result, if I had to jog your memory.
I think we did cast that series, by the way. We definitely casted that series.
Yeah, I was wondering why I couldn't remember casting that series.
I can't remember it either.
I remember that series. That was the one where Kaze was like picking up a rifle and running out and shooting people.
Yeah, okay, now I remember. Yeah.
So yeah.
That was the Zoking Kaze show, right?
Yeah, look, I don't think that's liable to happen again. I think Mirage is a much more model for VICI than it looked in that map, and we've seen that over a larger sample size. I think Nuke's a pretty good pick. I think that's, again, going wide on the map pool gives VICI a pretty good chance. Even though this is a map historically that Lucid Dream have wanted to play, I don't think they've had really the time to go that wide on the map pool yet with these new additions.
Nah, it's not going to work out. I'm looking at this map picks, and it's just VICI already. I'm looking at that 2-0, I feel like.
Me too. But, of course, we have a third map that is going to be in the pool. We're not sure whether we'll get there or not, but what's it going to be? Overpass Train is gone, which is a little change-up. It was Overpass that was the remaining map in the last series in Road to Rio, but we didn't get there, so how much of a difference does it really make? Now, you sort of alluded to the fact that Mirage could potentially go a little bit cleaner here for Lucid. Still was a 16-9, right? So how much of a leeway really is there for VICI? Like, let's say Zoking and Kaze aren't popping off there on Mirage. they've still got another 6 or 7 rounds to play with before things get too difficult for them.
Yeah, look, the statistics for VICI don't look good on Mirage, but it's a map that they've played for such a long time. They are very, very familiar with this map. This is a map that they've had to play for Yonks simply because Tyloo keeps picking it against them. So I don't know how I'm feeling about it. The statistics don't look good. I don't know. I'm quietly confident that Lucid can try and put up a bit of a fight on that map. I don't think that this series is going to go their way just simply because of Nuke. That's the big question mark for me. But look, you're looking at Mirage and Inferno. I don't know, maybe. Maybe not.
Look, there's a world. There is a world where it can work out for Lucid, but as you said, stats are pretty bogus sometimes. So if Kaze's hitting his shots, Mirage is going to be very hard for Lucid.
Yes, I would agree with that. And then heading through onto Inferno, it's a map that Lucid's played from time to time, and they're decent at, but they're nowhere near the level of VICI Gaming, particularly if you're going to see someone like Allman pop off again. It's a map historically that they've played for ages. Even if he doesn't, look, even if he doesn't play well, he doesn't need to play well.
I'm not laughing.
They played Inferno for ages.
I'm just saying, I don't think you can rely on Orman hitting a 40 bomb on Inferno every day. That's we're going to have a look at the map stats here anyway, give you maybe a bit of an idea as to how the two teams do shape up. Mirage to start things off.
8% pistol round win rate.
I don't know, that's pretty rough. I guess we didn't see Tyloo win a single pistol, so maybe the Thai teams have kind of got something over the Chinese teams here in this one. But yeah, look, it doesn't look like a pretty picture for either teams, really, does there?
No. Yeah, so that's what I was looking at. I thought Lucid Dream, their 33% win rate there on Mirage isn't really a map you want to be picking towards. Surely you would go for a train in that situation, but you know, VICI's train's too good.
I think VICI's train is better than their Mirage. That's the problem. Even though I agree with you, Lucid Dream's train is also better than their Mirage.
It's so good. They need to pick into it, and I feel like this might have been a bit of a miss veto, but the stats still favour them. It's just
you think so your hypothesis is like Lucid Dream need to play towards their strengths, not the opponent's weaknesses when they're playing a VICI.
I feel like most teams in the world play better when they play towards their strengths, right? Counter-stratting's hard.
Yeah, usually you'll see the favoured team sort of do.
But the thing is, like you say, towards their opponent's weaknesses, and then there's all that caveat of like how weak are they really on Mirage? Like
VICI?
VICI.
Yeah, like exactly what you said. You don't see them get blown out on it too often. They lose a lot of close games, so the stats don't really showcase how comfortable they are on that map. Like I said, they've played it a million times.
Yep. All right, well, that's the pre-show. That's the discussion done and dusted. We do have VICI Gaming and Lucid ready and waiting in just a minute. Gonna head to a quick break. Don't go too far, though. Map 1 of Mirage is on the other side of this. VICI and Lucid, and we're about to head into map number 1. It'll be Mirage, which is Lucid Dream's map choice. Now, it didn't go too well for them in the road to Rio, where VICI got a 2-0, 16-9 on Mirage, 16-3 on Nuke. Those are the two maps that have been chosen in this series as well. Pilsky and Mac both seem to be on the same train of thought as myself, that we're looking for a 2-0 here today for VICI.
Yeah, but I'm starting to flip-flop now. Like, in my mind, I'm almost wanting Lucid Dream to try and pick up Mirage or something like that. I want to see Johnny Olsen go ham.
Don't
Mac.
do it to me.
You know, just picture it right now. The bomb's down on A. Johnny Olsen's at Tetris.
Yeah.
You know,
Sorry,
we all know what
laugh.
happens next. Why are you laughing? You're laughing at Ormond again.
No, I was
Unbelievable.
laughing at John
Can you stop interrupting? I'm listening to this story.
all I'm saying is, I know Mac's such a big fan of John Olsen. You can just see when Pilsky is telling this story, Mac's looking up like, eyes open, wonderment.
It's like a little glint in his eye. It's just like, oh.
Yeah. What are the chances, Mac? What are the chances of map 1 going to Lucid Dream here? You're the one that said there was potential upset.
I'm thinking it's like a 60-40 still to VICI.
60-40.
60-40.
He's been
40
generous.
odds.
I reckon he's been generous, Pilsky.
17% win rate. No chance. No chance for VICI Gaming, obviously. The statistics speak for themselves, guys, obviously.
Look, I'm going to go a little bit higher. I'm probably looking at 70-30 here for VICI to pick up map 1. Does depend on how things start off. You know, we've seen the pistols be pretty good so far for Thailand today.
I mean, it's pretty hard to beat 8% pistol round wins. Like, if VICI wins a pistol, they might just win Mirage.
They're going to get both of the pistols, aren't they?
What's Tyler's pistol win rate after the last series?
0.
None. 0. Done.
8% is better than 0.
What
That's
about
true.
the second pistol, though? The secret one that no one talks about?
The Force Spies.
The Force
That's right.
Spies.
Because Tyloo, did they win both the anti-ecos?
They won every one of them.
Okay.
Oh, no, there was one.
Yeah,
that,
they didn't win one. They won 3 out of 4. That's pretty good.
What do
That's
you
still
reckon
pretty
about VICI on the pistol armor buy in round 2?
good. Yeah, not too bad.
You got Kaze,
Give
he's-
Kaze a scout.
Pretty
I
interesting.
like that.
Yeah. Kaze with
Well,
Scout.
you're supposed to be on the Lucid Dream side. You're basically John Olsen's
But have you
biggest
seen
fan.
Johnny Olsen with a deagle?
Oh, don't get me started.
This is
about
almost a
Johnny
bigger-
bloody Olsen. I'll tell
Dude.
you a story about Johnny bloody Olsen, I will. No, that was actually Pilly, which got interrupted by you because you're rude.
Oh, well, look, I'm going to say this is a bigger betrayal than me not putting Splashky on my Asian Dream team.
Mhm.
Feels like if you're going to be on the side of VICI, then who's really going to be barracking for Lucid Dream at this point?
Me.
You.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's
I'm ready
done the
to go
whole
for
loop.
it.
He's gone
I'm ready
from
to go.
Thailand's
No
biggest
chance.
fanboy all the way through Road to Rio. We've gone down to Mongolia's biggest fanboy, coming all the way back into DreamHack Masters. Pilsky's back.
less consistent.
Thailand
than
number
Tyler.
1.
Look, I predicted against them. I said they weren't going to take a map here. I don't know. I just have a gut feeling. I just have a feeling.
You sure that wasn't all the snacks you had in that break?
That's true. I did have a nice little bowl of vermicelli. I had a Tim Tam. I think it was a caramel Tim Tam. Maybe it's that
Which you were
spice.
worried about.
Yeah, and it's pleasantly surprised me. So maybe the fact that I'm worried about Lucid Dream, but I have a feeling it might be good. Maybe taking that chance is worth it, Matt.
Okay, let's just say Mirage actually goes the way of Lucid Dream here.
Okay.
Then they lose Nuke, and then it's up to Inferno, because that's how this series goes.
Yeah.
Lucid Dream's pretty good on Inferno, so there's a chance it's 2-1. But let's not get ahead of ourselves because VICI's really good.
Yeah, look, VICI's been
Yep.
stomping the group stage. That's the reason why I have no faith, because they already stomped Lucid Dream and everyone else in that group.
The beauty is here, Pilsky,
In Road to Rio, that was. Sorry, go on.
in Road to Rio, but the beauty is here in DreamHack Masters that there is no group stage. It's a bracket.
Does that mean that...
So does they just suck
but
now?
No, but they have the lower bracket still. There's still no pressure. That's the thing.
Okay.
There's still no pressure on them.
Anyway, guys,
No pressure yet.
I'm told there's a little bit of a delay here for the game, which you may or may not have figured out yourself. So
What do you mean? Isn't it just up to you to start the game, Jordan?
I haven't pressed the button yet.
You haven't pressed the button.
It's
Until
just
you-
there! Press the bloody button,
My
Jordan!
magic- I've got the magic controller. Should
It-
I press it?
Look, unless you follow Elfish Guy on Twitter, he will not start the game. That's what I've been told. So...
It's just stupid! Jordan, press it!
I can't. You've just thrown it away.
That was the pen!
Oh.
Everyone at home saw that was the pen. What's wrong with your eyes?
I actually do have pretty bad eyes. My long distance vision.
When are you
glasses.
going to get the glasses
Struggling.
like Max got? at the
Well, I
moment?
don't know. I feel like that's too many changes in one. I've just gone for the haircut. You know, first time I've done this kind of a style. So if I got sunnies as well, or normal glasses, I guess. I probably would've
Where'd
got
you
the
go to
sunnies.
get your haircut, by the way?
Just down behind the
Wait,
office.
can I borrow your pen?
No.
Can I please borrow
No,
your pen?
because you're going to
Why
throw
not?
it away.
Why not?
You can borrow the button. You can have the.
Oh, I'm not going to throw that.
Game
I'll get
start
in
button.
trouble if I throw this
Can you
one.
start the game?
No, it's all right. I'll turn that bloody aircon off. Oh, yeah. All right, good. All right, back to being nice and cool, just chilling through this nice time, this little break we have.
Yeah, all right. I tell you what, let's just get us back on track here. We can
Okay.
take a look at Lucid Dream's performances up to this point and how they've done across the map pool of late. I don't know. I mean, there's some good, some bad. What do you take away from this one?
For 100% on Inferno, I will have to look into who they played. But as far as the third map goes, not too bad. Nuke is actually 80% from 5, but who knows how good that is, especially with how they looked against VICI in Road to Rio when they played them on Nuke. It's not really like something I'm super confident in, especially with the new roster. You know, there's nothing to go off. As for Overpass, I'm surprised it's that up and down, but we won't be seeing that in this series. So, you know, I think the main thing that you're looking at is the fact that they opted to not go for Train. They opted to go for Mirage, which they have a 33% on. And you were really advocating for Train, Mac. I mean, I remember watching them play Train against Beyond, who actually picked it against them, and they wiped the floor with them, but that was with that different roster. I think, look, the main thing that you're looking at if you Lucid Dream is the fact that they just changed roster. I think maybe going towards Mirage might be a good sort of approach for them because it's a little bit simpler to get your head around than a train, perhaps.
Do you want to know who they played on Inferno?
Yes.
I'd love to.
Jigadude.
Jigadude.
Love a good Jigadude.
Who's?
Yep.
Someone's on Jigadude.
Someone is on Jigadude.
Someone I
Is that
like's on
somebody's
Jigadude.
cousin?
That's yeah. It's like,
Someone.
literally what I thought. Tiger, Beyond, and Huatzai.
Tiger.
Are the other
They beat
teams.
Tiger.
Yeah,
They
1915.
beat Huatzai, who's not too bad. They beat Beyond.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's a pretty good record.
Yeah, it was in ESEA though where they beat Tiger, so I don't know. Tiger didn't seem to go too
They
well
didn't
in
power
ESEA.
up yet.
Mm.
They weren't powered
That was
up.
before they were good.
That was before. Wow, okay.
Well.
just toxic.
That's a toxic.
That was before they were good.
Yeah, it's after Road to Rio where Tiger looked like the best team in Asia almost. But
Yeah.
before, still a little bit up and down.
You've dug a hole. Sit in
Alright.
it.
So what you're saying
So
is
just-
before Road to Rio, Mongolian CS sucked. How could you say that?
I didn't
How
say
could
that.
you say that, Jordan?
I said Tiger was not good. But I will sort of defend myself there and say that I don't think that Mongolian CS did look good before Road to Rio. It was at Road to Rio where we really sort of thought, hey, actually, they're kind of starting to look like one of the better regions. We were all talking about Thailand going into Road to Rio.
Mhm.
And I guess now it's kind of unfortunate, I guess, that we don't get to see a team like Tiger here. Can you imagine if this was Tiger and VICI right now? This match was Tiger and VICI.
Oh, yeah, it would be super exciting. And you might even be backing... I mean, I had to think about it for a sec. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, the thing is, like, the only... Is Road to Rio group stage the only time Tiger and VICI played each other? Because VICI
No,
actually
they played
kind
in Weibo Cup.
They
as
played
well,
in
and Tiger
Weibo?
won that too.
Yep.
Was that in the
Playoffs.
No. They didn't beat VICI in the playoffs. They beat Tyloo in the playoffs.
Pretty sure they also
So was
played
that in
against
group
VICI
stage? In the
further on.
semi?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was
Oh.
in the semi.
Well, so they literally
So
won that
Tyloo lost in
tournament
the
on
round
hard
of 8.
mode.
Yeah.
They literally just beat everybody from China.
Yep.
They beat like
Tyloo, VICI,
Tyloo,
IG.
VICI, and Victus.
Yeah.
I don't think it gets much more impressive than that. I guess they're just the Chinese killers.
I didn't watch that tournament.
Cool. All right.
No, neither did I, but I saw the results.
Oh, good on you.
So, I don't know. I mean, we'll see, I guess, how Tiger goes in some new tournaments
Yeah,
once
well,
we
they're
get
not
there.
in this one.
They're not
That's
in
the
this
thing.
one. Yep.
So I guess
But
we're hoping that Lucid makes something happen, right?
Okay, I can tell you what Lucid and Beyond did in the Weibo Cup.
Yes.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, they didn't even make it to playoffs.
I think they went 0-3, didn't they?
One of them went 1-3, I think, but it was over one of like the MISC Chinese teams. I'm
so
pretty sure.
the worst part of that is that Sigma outperformed both Lucid and
I'm not even
Beyond.
surprised about that. I think Sigma's like kind of playing better than either of those teams right now.
Speaking of Sigma, by the way, they were the team that actually stopped Tiger from qualifying for this. They beat Tiger.
Yeah.
And then didn't quite.
Well,
end
that
up
was a
getting the
while
qualify.
ago, but
It
yeah,
was a long time ago.
Still,
yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
You like Sigma?
I haven't seen Sigma play.
Okay.
How unbelievable is that, right? Sigma's one of the better teams from Thailand, and we haven't even seen them play.
Because they haven't been playing in any of these tournaments is a problem. They play in a lot of qualifiers, a lot of things that we don't get to cover. I went through. What do you mean? Wait, you have seen Sigma play? I literally watched a VOD of Sigma playing, and you were commentating it with Jim Nesso.
Was that in the DreamHack Masters
Yeah,
course?
that was in the qualifier.
Look,
What do you mean?
That was months ago.
I
Do you know
watched-
how many hours of WoW I've played in the last month? I can't remember anything anymore.
All right, guys, look, I'm just going to go ahead and end this discussion right here. I'm going to press my magic button. I don't think anyone wants to see us talking anymore. We're going to go straight into the game, so here we go. Sorry, guys. I couldn't wait any longer.
Well, I'm done with you two, so you
I've
guys
never
can take
watched
this away.
I've never watched Sigma play. Literally watched you cast a game of Sigma play.
Hey, all right, I've already been exposed. Leave me alone.
All right, get out of here, Mac. Leave it to me and Pilski. Leave it to the professionals. VICI and Lucid as we head into Mirage. Map number 1, and it's the map choice of Lucid Dream, so they're going to hope to start off well, which they have. Thai CS, very powerful pistols, it seems, today.
It's a quick one-tap from CBBK. These flashes might cause some problems for the T's as they come onto the A-bomb site, but John Olsen isn't being caught off guard whatsoever, and it's exactly like you said. How could they lose a pistol round? VICI can't seem to win one, mate.
VICI only have, what is it, an 8% pistol win rate here
It's
on
about to
Mirage?
get lower. Look at the disrespect. He's just running at it with a knife. You love to see it.
No. I've seen Jam Young clutch these. 1 on 5. He's a young superstar from China. First kill on a 7-8-9. Here comes another one on to John Olsen. Jam Young is making it happen. He realizes there's a player behind him in jungle, and Foxes has to bow away. Eventually does fall. Jam Young goes down, and Lucid Dream will win the pistol. But I was excited for a moment there.
Oh, we gave it the benefit of the doubt there,
I
Jordan.
gave him the benefit of the doubt.
You did. Oh, you could have seen him doing it, but he didn't. And 8%, if it was possible to get lower, just did. Unbelievable.
Don't even want to see that next time we see them. It'll be like, what, 6% or 5% or something?
Can I just say, these photos of VICI are just absolutely banging.
Definitely wouldn't want to run into Zoking in a dark alley. Jam Young looks like a nice chap.
Yep. He looks like he's just resting on his chin, having a chat with you. John Olsen, look at him, he's glowing. No wonder Mac's a fan of him. Either way, Lucid Dream. Slow and steady anti-eco, it's a 1-3-1. They're holding the extremities, they're waiting for a push on top mid. But VICI, not too bad of a shout on these force buy rounds, that's for sure. That's exactly what they've done. The Eagles, P250, 5-7, the scout on Kaze particularly.
Yeah, you talked about that in the pre-show. Kaze can be...
What didn't I talk about in the pre-show?
Yeah, you're right.
It was a couple of weeks long.
Kaze can be quite a dynamic player when he gets the ball rolling. Thought he slowed down a little bit in Road to Rio, but certainly started off well. And we are in the early stages of this bracket. Oh, well, you know what? You talked about Thai pistols, but what else did we talk about? Chinese force buys.
Zoking bashing people in the group stage.
Yeah, that too.
He's back. It's a pretty early stage of a tournament.
And it was on this map as well.
That's it.
Jam Young.
You're not wrong.
He's going to work his way forward on the A bomb site. Will fall to CBBK, who has the Mac 10, but this should be a kill for Kaze. He's certainly looking for it. Another tag. Zoking might get an ace. Come on. Sprays them all down. Doesn't quite get that one on a PTC, but you've got to give that to Zoking. I guess Kaze did soften up the targets, the last 2 that he got, but still 4 kills. You'll be happy with that. VICI, they're back already. Have a look at this. Bang. Bang.
What do you even do? You don't.
I learned how to cast that from the ESL Australia talkback.
Oh, Voltinator. You love to see it. I'd love, you know what? I'd love to see him cast that clip.
Yeah.
I reckon he would have done it better than you, Jordan. No offense.
Maybe.
All right. Well, this is a force buy out of Lucid Dream. VICI, after picking up their force in the last round, have continued the trend of Thai team wins pistol, Chinese team goes lull, force buys and wins.
Pretty much. Advent says, cheers, Captain.
Thanks for that one, Cobber.
Thanks for that.
Lucid Dream working their way through middle, seeing if they can find anyone. Nice underarm pop flash from Kaze. Looking pretty confident.
Yeah, doesn't spot anyone in mid though, and that might be some false information. Because there are a lot of Lucid players lurking around here. Kaze on the ball though. There goes the head of 789. Welcome back to Tier 1 Asian Counter-Strike. Zoking will fall this time to John Olsen, who's not going to let things fall by the wayside. Kaze trying to make do with a P2000. This could have gone wrong, but Jam Young ever solid and consistent. He's going to go for a peek on a John Olsen. Does not manage to get the kill, and you think this is getting a bit worrisome. The 1-for-1s, 1v1s were even there. But Advent will finish it off.
That was some great deagle work from John Olsen. Another thing I talked about in the pre-show. John Olsen with the deagle. Very PogChamp. You love to see it. Either way, though, VICI, a bit of a scary round that they recovered from. Particularly here, I mean, only like 10 bullets in the clip. Jam Young manages to go for a double spray down. But that's good damage for Lucid. If they can pick up 1 or 2 kills here in this round, do a little bit more damage to VICI, keep them honest in terms of the economy, then they're cooking with gas. That's definitely not going to help those. Zoking just holds W straight up towards top mid and then continues to wide peak. Maybe don't love to see that. Literally just running straight into a firing squad.
Too many players there to deal with. So, back to square one. I mean, it is just an MP9 loss, so not a big deal for VICI. And Lucid are going to wander right out into Orman's crosshair. Orman so far yet to get on the board. Does have Kaze as well.
But look at his picture.
He's just saying, Okay, Kaze, this is where you shoot them. He's pointing for him. Kaze's like, yes, sir. Kaze gets the triple kill. Jamyoung one as well. And VICI up 3-1.
All right. Well, now the buy round for Lucid Dream. A lot of the time, you do see Thai teams go for some quicker plays, play a little bit more execute heavy on Mirage rather than going for that mid-control and control of connector. They do like to go for quick palace pops, go for those B-side executes a lot of the time. This time it is the 2 smokes in towards middle as well as a smoke onto top con. So it will be very fast mid-control. They've invested a lot of utility in towards middle and they're just charging connector straight towards Zoking.
Probably not the man that you want to be charging to right now. Zoking has been really locking it down. Orman finds his first and his second for the map while we see Jamyoung get collapsed on in the A-bomb site. Still, overall, VICI Gaming will be happy with the trades they've gotten in here. John Olsen is going to get a kill onto Zoking, who's using his USP, and Kaze jumps down as well. It's all right, Orman and Advent there to finish things off, and VICI's up 4-1.
Bit of a brawl in that round. I'd say Lucid Dream with those smokes so quickly invested, very much telegraphed what they did. And Zoking kind of took advantage of that, just underarming that smoke, playing directly in it. Orman was ready on the off angles towards short. Good work, good reactions from VICI, but they definitely did sustain some losses. You can see their economy really hasn't picked up yet, and you see the investment of the pistols from Lucid Dream. There is potential for damage in this round.
That might be the start of it. Zoking gets run down by PTC. The benefits provided by the Tech-9. That run and gun gameplay works out, but Orman's actually allowed 789 into the ladder room, and he's not aware of that positioning at all. That's an M4 going over to the T side. John Olsen falls though in the palace.
Really like what I'm seeing from Lucid so far. They just don't seem to have any fear.
Yes, but it's not working. So how long can you kind of keep that energy and that speed up when you keep running into a brick wall?
I reckon you just run it into the ground. Like if you get 16-1 doing this, all right.
At least it'll be a quick game.
It'll be a quick game,
It's over
and at
before
least
you know
you'll be, you'll look really tough losing.
It's like tearing a Band-Aid off. Jamyoung, you can't really fault the guy, can you? 7-3 so far. He's been in a lot of these messy rounds, but he's kind of looked like that cerebral player for VICI that has always got it under control.
Yeah, big brain. Bomb plant should go down actually here for CBBK. Does get tagged on the way out though. Cops a little bit of damage. Kaze continuing to spot him out. CBBK not being given an opportunity, and Jamyoung drive-bys in with the USP.
Yeah, 8-3, and he's just thinking, you think you can beat me?
It's like a Yu-Gi-Oh character, isn't he?
Yeah. Seto Kaiba. Yugi boy.
That's Jamyoung.
5-1.
All right.
Is a good start for VICI, CT side as well. Money hasn't quite built up so much because, as you've already alluded to, a lot of these rounds have been brawly and quite challenging for VICI to get past. So they've been losing some guns here and there, but starting to get the money rolling a little bit is VICI.
It's another quick top con smoke, and the same reaction from Zoking. Actually, he's going to dive straight through the smoke. It's a 3-man pinch towards middle, but no one from VICI sees any terrorists in this part of the map, and Lucid Dream, they're so energetic. They're just bouncing from one objective to another, changing things as they're going along. They're going to go straight back towards this A bomb site, go for a bit of an execute.
I swear Zoking has been watching somebody's VODs because it seems like he's really taken a leaf out of his book in the last couple of tournaments that we've watched. This is a change up from Lucid into the A bomb site, more of an execute style rather than that brawly style coming in through mid. Zoking down early, and this is the first time that Lucid have had an unanswered kill on an entry. Dangerous times for PTC as he cops a bink. Jamyoung gets the kill and might get one more. 789's just gifted him a kill running through the smoke. And all of a sudden, VICI have the numbers advantage.
Yeah, they're going to try and go for this retake. 3 through CT. Orman trying to control those angles towards connector. Slowly the CT start progressing up, but it looks like Lucid Dream wants to try and pop flash, play off of each other. CBBK just waiting, and it flies.
Advent cops that a little bit. It's Kaze that'll suffer the brunt of it. Good work from John Olsen here at Tetris. The bomb plant has to be defused. Right now it's Jamyoung on it, but Fox just cleans him up. 2-5. A scary round for a little bit there for Lucid, but they get over the line.
That's excellent work from CBBK. Not only does he open things up with that pick from Palace, but as well as providing those flashes to the players trying to play the post plant from Tetris, really enables them to be able to convert that 3-on-4. It was an interesting play for 789 to just dive through that smoke. I reckon if he just plays it a little bit more passively there, but he might have been going off the back of a flash from a teammate. Not sure. Kaze, like you did react to, does lose a lot of his HP trying to go for that mid pick. Actually, it's a double AWP. Orman's going deep into B apartments. They're taking full control over there. But Fox is all the way up short. There's just so much happening all at once. Kaze, how is he ready for this one? Doesn't quite manage to convert. And that's 2 picks going the way of Lucid. They're diving straight up short.
Are they going to expect Advent still in Palace, though? I keep saying Palace. I mean apartments. Fox certainly didn't. He didn't. But he got the kill anyway.
He got it. He's very switched on, this man. I mean, coming into this roster.
Yeah,
looking pretty good this game.
Does have a bit of a roughie there against JamYoung. And now that's an AK in his hand with the kill that Zokin gets. Maybe a little thought into the mind now of VICI of, hey, we could potentially go for that retake, but JamYoung thinks better of it.
Look, all I'm saying is the CTs are kind of broke, and I feel like Lucid Dream, they're playing with so much confidence right now. So much bravado. They're just so energetic, bouncing around the map, going straight from top mid into that A execute, diving straight up short 15 seconds into the round, a couple of rounds after Orman was literally destroying them from that position. It's pretty interesting. Let's see if it works out for them. They definitely need to win Mirage to make this a series.
Definitely. Maybe JamYoung just needs to get into these fights a little bit earlier, right? He seems to be the guy that's constantly plugging away here for VICI with 1 or 2 kills in a round. We'll see that when we have a look at his scoreboard here as well. It's probably 12, 13 kills, and yeah, 12 and 4, you know, so he's having an impact, but maybe not soon enough in these late round situations. If he's picking that kill up, for example, onto 789, it's just not going to make a difference. And it could be a case where Lucid now feel as though there might be a weakness towards the B bomb site. They've had success there a couple of times now.
Yeah, well, they are sort of grouping up in that area. Still could be a 1-3-1. Is a bit of a push into Palace as Zoking throws this one way towards Underpass.
Kaze down early again. JamYoung does get the early engagement that he was looking for.
Yeah, I think they're just kind of trying to trade down some of those unarmored players with the pistols to be able to get some kills, but you do see the reaction come out from Lucid Dream, just storming straight onto the bomb site.
Upgraded a gun here, so actually for VICI, this is kind of mission successful.
Yep.
Got an AK.
Definitely can't fault them. Starting to build up some loss bonus, recover an extra couple of guns, maybe look for some exits. It's, you know, pretty intelligent stuff for VICI. Can't fault them for that kind of approach in a round like this.
It's not a bad spot either for Zoking just to be sitting there waiting for the exit out from Lucid Dream if they do push that far.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't be wise to be moving anywhere in this vicinity at this point. A lot of CTs sitting around there, just waiting for someone to put a toe out of line. And Lucid getting themselves up to 4. I think on Mirage, a little bit more favoured towards the T side. You would want to see Lucid Dream start to capitalise on the last couple of rounds and the momentum that they're building up and try to get a little bit of a lead. But this next round is definitely going to be where it gets a little bit more difficult, as it looks like VICI is going to be able to put together quite a nice buy.
What I have noticed in these last few rounds that Lucid Dream have been picking up is that Kaze's gone down as the first pick pretty consistently. And that's obviously giving up a lot of mid-control to Lucid immediately at the start of the round. Zoking then sort of a bit high and dry, right?
Could be. This time he's going to go aggressively over towards this A side of the map. Don't know if he was spotted there on the cross. The fire is really making it difficult for BTC to see anything. It's a triple spray down.
He's a god. He's a god.
Well, you said JamYoung needed to get involved a little bit earlier, and I think you might have been correct.
And I think JamYoung is fast becoming my favourite player.
In general? Just
in general.
Just in the world?
Yeah.
In any game?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a god. He's good. I like my Jam and I like it young. Put them together, it's JamYoung. What more could you want?
All right.
Triple kill, start the round. VICI loving life. If they get all 5 guns alive here, maybe CBBK can put a stop to that. Oh, you saw it coming, didn't you?
Oh, that was getting messy. Imagine if he just aces there. What?
That would be insane.
I don't think I would be able to recover from that. I might need to sub back in.
Yeah. He'd be ready.
Sub him early.
6-4. Not as clean as VICI would have liked in the end.
Oh, for sure. They lost way too many guns towards the end of that round, trying to wide peek in towards A ramp. And Lucid, they had a fair bit of money in the last round in the bank after going for that buy, so they're perfectly fine with that trade. They're going to buy up again here. And they've created themselves a bit of an opportunity to try to get straight in here. Again, just aggression towards this connector. Many, many flashes going straight in there. Zoking trying to find some kind of a pick through the smoke. Allman again towards short, being a bit of a nuisance, trying to restrict the movement of the T's, and he's done it fantastically, finding himself 2 picks, a third for Kaze, punishing that push through window.
And all of a sudden, it just comes crumbling down again for Lucid. You know, they have a string of a few good rounds, but VICI just bounces back.
Yeah, look, we've got 2 players in some positions where maybe they can slide out and get a couple of picks, and then you're looking at the money in the bank for Lucid Dream. If it gets expensive for VICI, that's maybe still an opportunity where Lucid Dream has an inroads in towards this series. There we go. We're seeing the picks on the extremities from both players.
Yeah, can't be letting that happen. Probably not expecting Orman from this position, though, is John Olsen, so should be a pretty free kill for him.
It's about the damage, though. Even if CBBK just gets 1 more kill, you're definitely starting to question things. Is going towards middle. Oh, that was definitely the pick he was looking for.
Just don't want to see Zoking peeking here. Kaze creeping on the line. Should be able to keep him alive if CBBK keeps to push going. And that is what will eventuate. 7-4. VICI get another one on the board. 16-6 is Jam Young now.
Look, Lucid, their money's pretty shaky on a couple of their players. Not sure if they can put together a buy there. That's a nice spray down through the smoke there from Orman. The person who hasn't really been able to get into this game, I think just as a function of how they've been playing, how quickly they've been playing their T-side, is PTC. Hasn't really been given an opportunity to sort of get rolling in this game. He was definitely the standout in Road to Rio for Lucid Dream, in my opinion. But that was on the AWP. The pop flash into A ramp, Jam Young's definitely collected a lot of information there.
Not too many weapons to work with here for Lucid, but Tech9's run and gun kind of a style. Kaze may be overwhelmed here. AWP in hand does lose Jam Young, who's really there to help him out. Kaze's feeling the pressure, but Zoking a triple kill. And Kaze then sets himself to get John Olsen. That was over before it began.
There is no way that they should have gotten away with that there. 2 players caught out on top of balcony, and Lucid Dream aren't able to capitalize. Just a case of mistiming, unfortunately. There was potential there for them, but Zoking just diving straight through the smoke off the back of a pretty panicked flashbang from Kaze. Turns out to be what feels like an accidental recipe for success. Again, it's these quick smokes towards middle from Lucid Dream. Jam Young looking to go aggressive, and it's a bit of a palace pop here for Lucid Dream after feigning some pressure towards middle. PTC throwing those flashes over Palace, and out go the T's.
Well, this time Jam Young overwhelmed. 7-8-9, a good entry, but Zoking was so good in the last round. Can't follow it up here in number 13. CT control is looking to be established right now by Lucid, but they may have overextended. Advent saves Orman's life. And it's John Olsen and PTC to try and hold off against this retake. 3-on-2.
John Olsen's very good in these post plans, but PTC's the man who really has to step up here. VICI's starting to make their way onto the side.
Couple of smokes available for VICI though, and they can get them down onto the bomb. Advent! You don't see that often from him, but he's just cleaned PTC up, and John Olsen's been spotted. Advent knows that he can't be shot from that position, sits the defuse. Orman does the job regardless. 9-4 the scoreline, and I mean, Lucid's still playing this fast, aggressive playstyle.
Yeah, and I think it's just something that they've committed to before the game's even started. I think really that was the situation that could have gone in the favour of Lucid Dream. PTC's definitely missed a pretty big opportunity there.
I do wonder though if there is a limit to what they should be doing here, right? Once you get that A-bomb site, do you continue and keep running into CT spawn? Because honestly, it almost looked like it was going to work. You don't often see Advent double down like that.
Look, it's not like fundamentally it's not correct,
right?
In some situations, but at the same time, there's no guarantee that Lucid Dream is as solid with these new additions of a team as they need to be in terms of the decision making against a team like VICI. That if they did slow things down in the 4-on-3, there's no guarantee they're going to be winning those rounds. We see a lot of the time an experienced team will be able to turn over those 3-on-4s with a greater deal of consistency than you would expect. So it seems like the approach just right from the get-go from Lucid Dream is just aggression. And I can't fault them. I don't think it's too bad of an approach in a series like this. And I feel like there was a couple of rounds and a couple of opportunities for Lucid Dream, like that last round, where if things go a little differently, this is a closer game. Yes, they still don't look like they would be in the driver's seat in Mirage, but maybe it's better than they would be performing if they were going with that hesitancy that we see from a lot of other teams. Regardless, though, it is actually a pop flash play. Advent doesn't go off the back of that, but does draw out a bit of fire, and it is going to be the B site hit for Lucid.
I don't think they're going to check Advent here. They just don't have the time, and that's a free kill on a John Olsen. PTC does eventually trade it. Kaze now under pressure, but the no-scope! A double no-scope for Kaze! And 789 now finds himself in a 1-on-4 that he's turned into a 1-on-2. Unbelievable scenes here between Lucid and VICI.
Jamyoung's on the flank. Zoking just taking his time in market as 789. He's going on the aggressive. He knows he has to find a 1-on-1 here and set himself up in a better position.
Well, which way does Zoking look? The correct direction. 789 runs right into his crosshair. That'll be 10 up for VICI on the CT side, and you can just see how hard Lucid is pushing VICI right now. It's just, unfortunately, not enough.
Well, I like what I'm seeing, to be honest. I mean, they're at least putting these rounds into positions where it's like, oh, it is a 2-on-2, it is a 3-on-3, rather than just getting the floor wiped with them kind of thing, you know? And that's what I want to see. I want to see Lucid Dream just go fast and aggressive and actually try to cause this upset. You know, they're not converting as consistently as they need to be, but I at least like to see the winning mentality from them, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I do like it from Lucid. I like the way that they've gone about this game, but unfortunately they're just not being able to convert it, right? They've only got 4 rounds on the T side here for Mirage, so while it's flashy, while it's fun and enjoyable to watch, at the end of the day, it's not getting the job done against VICI.
But they're not expected to anyway, you know? We're not expecting them to win, but they are actually at least trying to go for this. Double setup in ramp will be what Lucid has to break in a round like this.
Well, Jamyoung should get this utility down in time. It's not really going to matter at all, is it? Zoking doubles down. And Jamyoung's there to help him out as well. That's going to be that. I'd say the round is over from there. Although, John Olsen will at least chime in with one, and CBBK is on a bit of a lurk around toward the B bomb site here. I'm not sure how helpful that'll be.
Yeah, they need to retrieve that bomb from A ramp is the problem, and you're seeing VICI start to set up a bit of a net around this A bomb site. They're well aware that this is probably where Lucid Dream has to head at some point or another. They do know that Lucid are taking their time here. Something smells a little bit rotten, and Orman, he's just sort of trying to dot all the I's, cross all the T's by watching that murder hole flank, by watching the jump up into window from that bench area. CBBK, though, he's definitely chosen the right avenue here. He's going to be able to come up behind Advent if he picks his correct timing. As John Olsen starts to edge towards ramp, the fire has been held by CBBK, but he probably won't have seen Zoking slip into Firebox there. He's just going to wait a little bit longer. The problem is that Zoking at Firebox is probably going to deny this bomb plant. There's not enough time for Lucid Dream to really check a position like this unless John Olsen is really switched on crossing to the site here.
Oh, Kaze, hang on. Oh, if Zoking loses that aim battle, maybe there's a world where Lucid comes out of it with a victory, but that'll be the end of the half. 11-4, a bit of an anti-climax in the end after a, I would say, insane first half there from Lucid Dream and VICI. It's really on Lucid. But end of the day, they don't manage to get the rounds on the board that they were looking for. Still 4-11, and maybe Lucid can pull it back in the second half.
getting stronger, it's in your touch. I don't ask much, I don't want a gift, I just need your love.
Welcome back to DreamHack Masters. It is the Asia region. Right now we're watching VICI Gaming and Lucid Dreamin'. Boy, what a first half that was. You'd probably have thought that watching that, Lucid probably deserved a little more than 4 rounds. But that's all they got, and VICI very stoic on the defense on the CT side. We'll move over onto T and look to pick up the first pistol round for a Chinese team today. So far it's 5-0, Thai teams versus China. But the way that the maps are looking, we might well see a 3-0 so far this evening for the Chinese teams after this match is completed.
Yeah, I think Lucid Dream, they kind of put their pedal to the metal the entire last half.
Yep.
And they just like, you know, if it was a Fast and Furious movie, you might see them like swerve around everything perfectly, just pristine, perfect driving. They sort of just like crashed into like almost everything on the way
They had a
through.
dodgy car though, so it was fine.
So like, you know, it didn't really work out as smoothly as you'd like.
Wow, look at
I
that.
like this approach from VICI. It's smokes into middle, but they're just going to go for the short split. And there is a lot of players here for Lucid.
Yeah, I mean, VICI tried their best to fake the A bomb site. Oh, headshot onto Foxes, and he will be finished off in the end by Jam Young. But so far, so good for Lucid Dream. We're on to another pistol round that looks like it'll go the way of a Thai roster.
You know what's going to happen next round, though, Jordan.
Yeah.
Oh, man. CBBK, pick onto Kaze. It's all on Orman. He hasn't even got any armor. Ouch.
Hang on.
Yeah, okay. He's picking up the USP.
Give me.
Press E. 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 He's got it.
Got it. How do you know he doesn't have it bound to something else?
That's beautiful. Look at the movement as well. He's bouncing around the place, popping heads off. He's got the timing on the 789. Surely he'd walk straight into his crosshair. No way. PTC, it's 28 HP. He's let him cross to the site. Bomb goes down. Look at Orman. He's holding his pistol to the side.
Orman
He's ready.
Really doesn't want to lose this pistol round. China's had such a bad run today on the pistols, but PTC, 28 HP. And Orman a 1-on-4. The potential for him here as he defends the bomb.
No, they can't win a pistol.
They couldn't buy a pistol.
How could they not win a pistol, Jordan? It's just not possible. Look at the stats.
Remember, it was 8%?
Remember?
Do you remember when it was an 8% win rate on the pistol rounds?
What is it?
No
now?
longer.
What is it?
It's probably like 4 or 3.
Oh, man.
It was so well
It's
played by
cursed.
Orman, though. Like, he's hitting every shot.
And it's always the last one that's the hardest.
Yeah.
It's always the last one that you can't hit. Every other shot is just a one-tap, but when it comes down to a one-on-one, no.
Tyloo 0-on-4 in the pistols. VICI 0-2 in the pistols. And China versus Thailand.
Oh, that's
6
a great catch from Kaze, though.
6 to Thailand and none to China. I can't believe it. Anyway, yeah, you're right. Great grenade.
And it's the force buy from VICI. We could just skip this one. That's fine with me if it's fine with me, you, Jordan.
Wait, who are we simping for?
VICI, obviously.
Oh, okay.
You were simping for Jam Young earlier, mate.
I am simping for Jam Young.
I don't think that's a little inappropriate, to be honest.
How can you not simp for Orman doing pistol hands?
That's true. Max simping for John Olsen, though.
You know what? I reckon VICI should start an OnlyFans, which is literally just their poses for player profile pictures.
No lewd action, just
No loot action.
just them doing different poses.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, that could definitely be taken out of context. Won't get into it. VICI's getting ready for this A hit, though. CBBK is going to refresh that A ramp smoke. If he plays his cards right here, he could definitely do something. Never mind, Soaking's just completely deleted him. Oh my god, PTC straight through the smoke.
Yep.
This is a bomb site for VICI, though. They need to get this bomb down.
Is there a hole in that?
Yeah,
smoke?
there's usually a hole. It's just about how big of a hole.
Well, it's big enough. And no one clears it, so bomb plan is denied. 25 seconds on the clock here. Jam Young really is going to have to be the one to do the work, and he does well onto Foxes, helped out by Kaze. PTC looks for a trade, won't really find it, but still the bomb plant has yet to go down here for VICI, and they have no way of getting it down unless Jam Young gets the kill there. That'll be the round over. Kaze can't win it from here. And John Olsen holds strong from CT spawn. Lucid, they get by in the round.
Excellent. They've managed to actually win a pistol and win the consecutive round. You love to see it.
Mm.
Excellent work from John Olsen. The long-lost Olsen twin.
Ah, yes.
He looks just like the others. No difference whatsoever.
John, Mary, Kate, and Ashley.
It was triplets.
It was triplets.
They just got switched at birth.
It's a conspiracy.
It's going to be the save for VICI. Yeah, upgrade a few pistols, see if they can get some damage done. Going to be hard to put a dent in the Olsen family fortune, though. I mean, this is pretty much what I expected, but 789 and Fox are going to be put onto that other bomb site where Lucky and Jinx used to play.
Yeah.
So, you know, not as big of an adjustment as you would expect. And these two players are familiar with playing with each other. So, maybe that makes things a little bit easier for VICI, for Lucid Dream, rather. Definitely running at people with an MP9 and getting those confidence frags never hurts. PTC is someone that really didn't do much in the last half, but if he starts to get rolling on the CT side, if he picks up that AWP,
Definitely.
that's definitely someone else to keep your eye on. His stats speak for themselves in Road to Rio. Had some very big performances on certain maps.
No AWP for Lucid just yet. In fact,
Yeah, they have quite a bit of money in the bank, though.
Yeah, not upgrading the MP9s.
Yeah, so you would expect them to do something special with those, I would imagine. Oh, it's still going to be a 2-1-2. Double connector setup, actually. CBBK is playing solo close towards A ramp, the other MP9 playing towards the B side. So playing the closer angles with those MP9s. VICI doing what they usually do, taking this middle control. It's a two-man setup towards connector between John Olsen and PTC. So based on how well they play off of each other, whether Foxes takes the right timing to pick from short. So far, it's going terribly for VICI. I love that for Lucid, rather.
That's a nice chase from Zoking as well. Really overwhelming the defense on the B bomb site. Lucid Dream going to have to deal with CBBK, who's on the push, and Kaze's caught napping here, picks up the bomb, runs in towards the A bomb site. Maybe CBBK can find a way to turn this round.
So 2 MP9s left. 789 will be heard picking up that weapon. Unless, actually, I think he might have done it silently, throwing his MP9 away further away. So he hasn't been heard there. He's definitely heard Zoking running away. CBBK's thrown a spanner in the works, like you said.
Can he get one more, though? If he gets one more, that really seals the deal. Not at that range, not with an MP9. Good luck.
Interesting. It's just out in the open there.
He was trying to get into Palace. Kind of knew that he was getting pushed from A ramp.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, so not likely 789 will get too much more done here. Who does have the best pose on VICI?
I think Advent's pretty good. Big brain. He's pointing to the knowledge. Knowledge.
Knowledge is power.
Look at this cute tower boost. You love to see it.
Foreman is a bit of a turret sometimes.
Oh, look, Zoking looks pissed, man. Is he alright? Another buy here for Lucid.
Probably
No AWP again.
Yeah.
Sad about that. A lot of players towards middle. Very heavy lean towards middle for Lucid Dream. But it's not going to be that mid control that we saw in the last round from VICI. It will be this quick one out A. Advent getting the flashes ready. Popping them straight over ramp.
Well, utility comes into mid from Lucid Dream, and that might not be where it's required. VICI are going to take those sound cues, throw all of their own utility on in, and now Lucid Dream are locked out from their own bomb site. That is not even a challenge for VICI. They'll just walk on in and get a bomb plant.
Yeah, but you can see Lucid Dream very heavily setting up for this retake.
4 smoke grenades.
Yep. Getting those smokes ready for ramp or Palace, wherever they want to throw them.
Have a look at
Straight
where
into
Orman
ramp.
is, though. He's over at the B bomb site, so if he picks up the pace a little bit here, comes in behind CT spawn at the right time, it could be problematic for VICI. He's on the move now. Soaking, though, out in no man's land. Will be dispatched off by CBBK. Advent hides behind Tetris and also falls as well. So it starts to fall apart a little bit here for VICI as Orman's caught in the back line. Jamyoung can't get the spray onto the defuser, and
a retake.
You cannot tell me that just went like that.
They were ready for it.
They didn't even lose a single player, Lucid.
I mean, they were heavy set up towards middle, but they had those smokes ready for the retake. Smoke towards A-Ramp, smoke on the bomb. PTC was the only man with a kit. He dives straight on the bomb. That's not something you see too often in Asia. A very heavily coordinated retake like that is not something you see too often. And that's just, again, Lucid Dream. A team that's underrated for their tactical prowess.
What's impressive about that as well is that Lucid Dream have just added 2 new players within the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. Well, that is impressive. They also survived with 5 players, so they build up their economy even further.
Well, 16-9 was the scoreline last time VICI played against Lucid. It was VICI that picked that map up. We're getting close to that at the moment.
I love the mentality from Lucid. They're definitely playing to win here up against VICI. It's easy to just add 2 players not too long ago and just go, there's no way we should be winning this game and not play to win. But they're definitely showing up here. Unfortunately, they've lost PTC again. He's been very, very quiet this game. That's a really good pop flash on the 789 as well. But Fox is holding fairly strong, even though he is all on his own.
Yeah, Fox is in trouble now, though, as he gets pushed on by Jamyoung, Kaze, and Orman. They're all hunting as a pack. Foxes, however, great positioning, great movement, is going to catch Jamyoung off. Kaze almost could have gone down there as well, but does hit the head. Bomb plant has to go down here for VICI, but they'll need to be aware of CBBK, who's pushing in through the apartments. John Olsen gets the first and the second as well. Who cares where CBBK is?
How are they doing this? These are just rounds they should not have any business winning. Fox just digs deep, playing from a pretty unconventional position. 2 towards pillar, actually. 2 towards short, not a single CT on the bomb site. And he's able to just play those off angles, slip back through the smoke after being alone on the bomb site with 10 HP. And buy just enough time for those rotates. And that's exactly what, even if John Olsen doesn't get those 2 kills, you had CBBK over in on the flank. It's looking good for Lucid, and that's around what they win. They've been able to put VICI on that singular eco, and that might give them the space that they need to start to pull ahead in terms of the economy. They can't be losing too many guns in this round, though.
They can't be losing this round as well. That's another one that they have to worry about.
I'm feeling nervous already looking at someone like CBBK playing under balcony anti-eco. Definitely can get you into some troubles.
Close angle, Tech 9 here for Zoking. You can just see him running out Palace, jumping down that ladder, getting the headshot onto CBBK, and then he's done. Here comes the smokes. See what CBBK is going to be able to do. It is Zoking that goes first. Jamyoung, however, the one to find the kill with the Deagle. PTC in trouble. You can't give Jamyoung an AK in a round like this. No.
This is why you don't play under Balc anti-eco. That is a nice spray through the smoke, through the box. That denies the bomb plant. The round's definitely not over yet. VICI scrambling to put it down still.
Advent's getting chased down here. Jamyoung, he'll fall. It's all onto Advent. Somehow Kaze went down as well. Advent's only got a CZ and God knows how many bullets. And now, an M4 in hand. Advent in a one-on-one against Foxes, who's already gotten 2. Spots the shadow, gets the spray. A little bit of damage there, but Advent's in all sorts of problems there. And Lucid are going to win themselves another round. That was way too close for comfort, though.
They've just lost way too many guns there, Jordan. That's going to be so costly to their economy. VICI is feeling pretty happy about that one. Look, they didn't win the round, but they've made it very expensive for the CTs. Lucid Dream, they've won a couple in a row there. And that's why you just cannot be playing under balcony against an eco like that with very little support. You have that one player towards CT, but he can't really be throwing flashes for you when there's just T's pouring out Palace. It's like a quick one straight into A. It's definitely caught Lucid off guard. Zoking, those are the 2 cleanest entries you've ever seen.
Robotic entries from Zoking. He has some pretty good aim when it's on. And VICI will reap the benefits of it. A 5-on-3 here, so they've just decided to throw caution to the wind. They're planting the bomb open. 789 running and gunning. I don't know what to say about this round, but somehow Lucid might actually win it.
How they keep turning these rounds that they have no business winning. PTC is the main man with the AWP, making the difference in the mid-round. Kaze's very right to throw down that smoke because PTC has not been missing many of these, at least in Road to Rio, and Fox is the main man making the difference. Already a multi-frag in this round. Kaze trying to maneuver around this smoke, trying to find an angle onto one of these CTs, slips down off the balcony.
Kaze in a 1-on-2, but it's not going to last too long at all. Foxes, again, another good round on the CT side.
You know
3 kills.
You know what's better than a rifler that's fairly strong and doesn't speak the same language as the rest of the team?
I have a feeling I know.
Foxes.
A rifler who's pretty strong and speaks the same language.
Yeah. Turns out that's pretty good. Very nice. Well, anyway, at the end of the day, VICI do put together another bye after winning that, after losing that round.
Sure. But that last round is a big tilter, right? If it was getting to a point now where VICI's like, okay, we really just can't feel like we even have a chance of winning a round, that's it.
VICI, a bit of...
Conga line?
Yeah. Bit of pressure towards middle, and they immediately go straight back towards that A side of the map. Lucid Dream once again. It's a retake A setup. It's a 1-3-1. See if they're going to be able to complete as clean of a retake as you saw in a previous round. Molotov might give VICI pause for thought for a few seconds, but surely this A play comes out now. Smoke's flying out. It's the 3 standard ones. Molotov under balcony.
How can you even feel like A is going to work for VICI right now after seeing the retake, after seeing the holds that Lucid Dream have been putting in here? VICI are going to give it another crack, but it's the same old. It's another execute. PTC looks like he'll be boosted up over the smoke. Doesn't see too much.
It's a 5-on-5 retake. No smoke this time around is going to make it much more difficult for Lucid Dream to be able to throw down a smoke onto ramp or onto the bomb, so they're going to have some great flashes here on the retake.
Soaking avoids the first, but not the second or the third, and that'll allow Lucid Dream out from CT. Not for too long, though. Zoking is on point. When there's a player on his screen, there isn't one for too long.
And that's a completely different setup in the post plant from VICI that time around. Not only is there no smokes for Lucid to be able to sort of segment off those lines of sight, but also VICI, they stick to these more aggressive positions and they fight from sandwich and they peek out together as the CTs try to cross to the site rather than giving them the room that they need to work with to actually make progress into that A-bomb site like last time. So a much better approach in the post plant there for VICI, and it's definitely reaped them rewards. That didn't even look close.
Yep.
Now you're looking at Lucid.
Yeah.
Pistol armor buy, it's a bit scrappy. 2 rifles to their names. They're definitely starting to run out of steam, at least in terms of the economy.
That's it, isn't it? Like, is this now the tipping point where VICI just gave themselves so much room in that first half that it's almost insurmountable to come back in the second, especially on the CT side for Lucid Dream?
I do like the approach from Lucid. Pretty scrappy buy. They're going to try and gamble a little bit by stacking this A-bomb site. VICI do go for that mid-control. And they will just start walking back towards this B side of the map. You can still start to see now the CT is getting a little antsy. 789 is the man alone on this B-bomb site. But they will, at the end of the day, stick to this A-bomb site stack. 789 taking a bit of a gamble here. Getting sprayed out by Orman.
Man.
He's not going to be caught off guard there.
Orman's like pointing, I see you.
Hey, man. He might not have seen him, but
No.
he saw him in his mind's eye. That's edgy.
2 players under Balk. One of them with a Deagle, CBBK. And 4 over to the A bomb site. So even with that entry over on B, VICI are still going to walk into the stack of Lucid Dream players here on A. Can it work out for the CT side? That is one way to start it. Zoking goes down early. Advent, however, will trade it back on out, but he does cop a bit of damage, and PTC also behind Firebox. Surely you're not expecting this many players, and absolutely not. Advent wasn't. Jam Young bouncing up and down. There's 10 seconds here. That's an entry from Orman. Boy, oh boy.
You could have seen it. Fox had his crosshair in the perfect position, but Orman a little bit too sharp. 2 critical kills for that man to secure a very critical round that got very risky towards the end there for VICI. Definitely could have dropped that one, but Lucid Dream, unfortunately, a good stack is not enough to get them the round there, and that will put them on the singular eco and give VICI a potential match point moving up to 15 here anti-eco if they can convert it. It's actually a good push from the CT pistoling players, but looking like so far so good with the response. Good damage, but I would imagine that this apartment's position is just going to be covered off nicely by VICI. Molotov gets dropped down. Not much of an opportunity for those CTs to capitalize, unfortunately.
John Olsen also only has a USP.
Look, wouldn't be the worst thing for CBBK to just hold on to this AK. Could be dropping a AWP over there to PTC. Who's had a pretty quiet one, to be honest. Definitely, look, he's a player who's notoriously inconsistent. So I'm not surprised to see him, you know, underperform a little bit. By the same token, though, I think Lucid Dream so far this game have not really played towards PTC's strengths. They've been playing pretty fast and loose.
Yeah.
And he is very much a player who you give him an AWP and you give him a bit of room to work with. And if he's feeling comfortable and confident, he can make some big impact, have some big multi-frags. And again, he's not going to go for the AWP. It will be just the rifle. It's actually Fox who's going to glass cannon the AWP. And so far, I mean, the debut for Lose the Dream has gone quite well for the man.
Yeah, I guess when he's fragging 26 and 17, you can't really say no.
He's already a player who's shown that he's quite serviceable at this level of competition. He's going to be playing up towards that B apartments area. It is just straight 1-3-1 from VICI trying to feel out their opponent, see if they can find some control of middle or connector or ladder. Good movement from Orman Fox. Feeling confident. Position like that with the glass cannon, you miss your shot and you get tagged up. Could definitely be losing your life more quickly than you would have bargained for. Connector control being established here by VICI. What do they do with it now that Zoking's found himself in towards this position? Actually joined up by two of his teammates. Jam Young starting to edge towards A ramp as well. Surely it's going to be a split up towards the A bomb side. There's the jungle smoke being thrown out by Kaze.
Oh, Zoking on the entry, and he's been solid so far today. PTC looks like he'd go down there as well, but at least able to salvage one. Still, doesn't leave 7, 8, 9 and Foxes with a whole lot to play with. Jam Young gets his head torn off by 7, 8, 9 though, and we're into a 2-on-3, so maybe there's a chance, but without a kit here for Lucid Dream, they'll have to move quickly. Orman's holding close by triple, and he'll be the one to seal the deal. So 2 more rounds for Lucid Dream than what they got last time against VICI, and it certainly looked like for a moment they might be able to get something done. Unfortunately, the hype train ran out of steam pretty quickly, and VICI rolled along to victory. That'll be that. That one goes the way of VICI. We'll be back to break it all down in the analyst desk segment in a little bit.